other stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Louis Michelson at Business Talk Radio, and we have a spectacular guest speaker on this afternoon from Boulder, Colorado. She's an intuitive spiritual teacher, and she's so much more than that. Amy Satori. How you doing, Amy?
Hey, I'm good. How is everybody listening?
I hope that.
Yay.
I can't believe the phone hasn't rung yet. I'm going to give this number out just in case, you know.
Thank you. Yeah.
631-569-4576. If you have a question for Amy, please give us a call. 631-569-4576. You'll be live on the radio. Bring it on. So I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm sad to hear that you wasn't feeling good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I started taking this product called C60 that I have on my website, and it's craziness. It's like totally like a super strong antioxidant, and it just like flushes and detoxifies your body. And I had been taking it since last Thursday or Friday, and it just felt like all these toxins started flushing out of my body, and I felt so sick for like 2-3 days. So, yeah, much better now. I got over that.
That's all that counts, is that you're better now. That's important. Stinks when you don't feel good.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. So
you were saying, did you want to share about your daughters?
Well, yeah, I guess it's okay. Lizzie's been dating this guy for about 8 months, maybe a little longer, and nice guy. We like him. Old school, you know. They're the same age. They're like 31, and he actually called us up. They had gone to Vegas and Utah to do hiking and trail riding. And that's what they like to do. They're very outdoorsy. Lizzie is the one that was in the Army for 6 years. So she's very athletic and very outdoorsy. Anyway, he called us up and said, I wanted to come over before we left, but I didn't get a chance. So I want to ask you guys now, is it all right if I'm going to ask Lizzie to marry me?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a little exciting. And my son says to me, "You're lucky you didn't say no, Dad. Mommy would have killed you right there on the spot."
So how did he propose? How did he do it?
You believe it or not, he picked out a spot on the trail that he found the day before. It was a big, in fact, I'll send you a picture. I got a picture of it.
Awesome, okay.
It was right on a big rock, and he got down on one knee, and that was it. It was cool. She didn't have a clue. She didn't have a clue. You know what's so funny is that the 8th, August 8th, is my birthday, and they were over on Sunday for a barbecue. And my wife says jokingly, "Don't you guys get married at Elvis's marriage chapel?" and he says jokingly, he says, "Come on, we'll leave. we planned this on Thursday, and we're leaving on Wednesday. So, I mean, come on, give me a break here." Meanwhile, he did have it planned.
Gosh.
He did have it planned, so that was cool. Anyway, so
yay.
Katie had 2 disappointments in 1 week, and this was one of them. But the one before that was my mother-in-law.
Wait, this was a disappointment?
Well,
or is this the other daughter?
No, this is the other daughter.
Okay, gotcha.
The older one.
Okay.
So she had asked my wife, her mom, if she could ask Grandma for her engagement ring, because that's the ring she wants to wear. And this was over 2.5 years ago. But she never did. And my wife kept saying, "Please ask Grandma. Please ask. I can't ask for you. You have to ask." And she never did it. Well, about 2 weeks ago, Grandma gave her ring to her our other daughter.
Oh.
But she knew about it and didn't say anything. She knew that Katie wanted that ring, but she never said anything about it. So that was a little sad for Katie right there. And then to have her sister get engaged before she got engaged, it's funny because my daughter is she's very loud, she's very dominant, and when Lizzie decided to FaceTime everybody, I can't even explain to you, Amy. My oldest daughter, it didn't even look like her. Her face was like distorted.
Whoa.
She didn't say a word. Not a word.
Whoa.
I was like, I'm sad for her, but it's not a race.
Wow.
This isn't a race. Who's going to go first? Who's not going to? When it happens, it happens. You can't. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, that is like in my world, this is a normal thing. Like, so many people wait for so long for their true love that they're like looking at other couples going out for dinners and all that, and they're just like, I want to be having that moment with my man and all of that. But it's like you've really got to trust. I mean, there's so many different types of true love too. I mean, she could be with a karmic, somebody who's not good for her.
Well,
or
this guy loves her. I mean,
okay, or she has a true love that's even more passionate than the other. I mean, because if you listen to me for a while, you start to figure out that the twin flame is like, that's a super passionate connection. It's like so incredible, and it has that push-pull and insecurities they have to overcome and all of that. It's a challenge, and it takes a while. And they want to run away from it because they don't want to get hurt or hurt the other person or any of that. So they really have to get up the guts or mature to the point that they can handle it, right? So that's probably the slower daughter's route. Whereas if you start dating a soulmate, it's really easy, really comfortable. It's like no sweat, But in actuality, if you look at the experience of the relationship when you're in it, it's it can. I mean, I don't want to say that the one that went real quickly into it, if they only knew each other for 7 months or whatever, and they just went right into it, I could swear that's got to be a soulmate, because that's just what happens with those guys. It's not. I'm not putting them down. I'm just saying that they're a lot easier, they're a lot more comfortable, but sometimes can be a little bit more dull, a little bit more boring in the long term. The relationships, these other relationships, I mean, they can come together. When they come into union, they'll have known each other for like over a year, 2 years, 3 years, 20 years, some of them. Yeah. But it's always been this like anguishing thing for many years, and they've had to evolve and do all this growing and all of this painful stuff all that time, but it was like on purpose. And there's so much passion behind it that it's just like this incredible connection. And those guys, when they're ready, can get married very fast too. But there was like a lot of cultivating, a lot of I don't know, like just a lot of time that goes by that kind of matures and grows them. So whose connection is better? You never know, but that's what I'd be looking at if I were the other daughter that's jealous, is, what's the quality, instead of, it's so easy to get upset, like you said, like treating it like a race or something, but your relationship could be the better quality one, or maybe even slightly. Maybe they both have, I mean, obviously, if they have a soulmate and a twin flame they're dealing with, they're both super high quality and awesome true loves. So congratulations to them both,
I think you're right there. The difference is that, remember, all my girls grew up with me and my wife, who are constantly hugging, kissing, holding hands, saying we love you, stuff like that. And it's constant all day long. When I get on the phone, I say, "Okay, sweetheart, I love you. I'll talk to you later." It's always like that. The guy that the daughter got engaged, his family was pretty much the same way, and he says it a lot to Lizzie, and Lizzie says it right back. But on the other hand, my other daughter, who's been with this gentleman for 3 years, he's from a dysfunctional family, and the two parents are geniuses. I mean, like, guy's a rocket scientist, literally, and the other one is like some kind of a brain surgeon, the wife.
Jeez.
So they're very, very intelligent, very smart, but have no affection.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how he grew up, and he shows affection in a much different way. He does things for her. He buys her things. He does things all the time to make her life easier. So that's his way of saying I love you, but she's not used to that.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough situation. You know, I feel bad for her, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, it's like you've got to feel that out as you go along and just kind of like reassess things. Because, you know, there's these different love languages, and sometimes you guys have to kind of compromise and try to show each other's love language, and you got to kind of feel that out. If it's too much work, though, it could be a karmic relationship. If it's just a lot of work, square peg, round hole, you know, then those are valuable too. You learn some fabulous lessons. You learn about communication. You learn about boundaries. You learn all kinds of incredible things. You know, even in a twin flame relationship, there's all sorts of things that they're going to have to heal because usually they've been through the ringer. They have been through some really, really hard things in life. They've been cheated on. They've been the cheater. They've been they've been through it. So when they come together, there's going to be all this stuff they have to deal with, but it's like they're to the point where they're more mature and they can actually talk it out and be like a team and work together as a team on it. So it actually helps you heal those things. Those things have to come up, but these guys work together on it.
Right.
So, I mean, the quality of any relationship between any two people really is how much does it benefit them both equally or balanced. You know, not one person gets their way the whole time, or the other way around. So it's got to be fueling them both. It's got to be making them both feel really good. So sometimes you got to work at that. Yeah. Did you have to work much with your wife about that, or was it just always easy? I mean, you guys have certain issues like with family and stuff that have come up.
Yeah, we definitely have regular issues, but you know, I've calmed down a lot. You know, I used to get mad, you know, about certain things, and it's.
How did you learn how to calm down?
You know, it's funny. I really love my wife. It's hard to even think about, you know, her not being there, and you know all the things she does for me, and you know the things that I love to do for her. And I used to have that feeling that when I was mad at her, I didn't want to be mad at her, but I would stay mad at her anyway for stupid reasons. And I guess as I got older, I was like, how stupid am I? I mean, here I am missing hugs and kisses and holding hands, and you know, because I'm stupid.
I'm doing this to myself, not her.
Right, exactly. What am I, an idiot?
Also, I can be right, or
right.
so I can have the upper hand.
Right. So stupid. But you know, that's the way it is, and you know, so I slowly got to the point where, you know, I mean, there was days when I could be mad for a week, you know, and every time she'd move closer to me on the bed, I'd move further away, and you know, stupid things, like a kid.
Was she good to give you what you want? You scoot away.
Right. So.
No, not till you give me what I want.
Yeah, she wasn't like that. She's quick, you know, when it comes to forgetting and forgiving. She's a forgiver instantly, you know. I mean,
wow.
I don't think we've ever had one where she was mad at me for more than you know, a few minutes.
Really? She doesn't even rehash it and bring it up?
Oh, she does
again?
Sometimes. You know,
okay.
Once in a while she'll do that, but she knows I'm going to get mad again, you know, because it's always stupid things. We fight about stupid stuff. Just plain stupid. Nothing dead serious. It's mostly about family. We're always fighting about family. Or I remember one time we had a really big fight because Katie was being fresh to me, and she's the oldest one, and I kept saying,
Yeah.
Kate.
What'd she do? Like, give me an example.
She wouldn't. She left her room like a shithole. You couldn't even see the floor. It was clothes everywhere. So I would tell her, if you don't clean your room up, you can't go to the school on Friday night, because it was Friday night whatever out. She was like, maybe 13 or 14 years old. So I wouldn't let her go. And then she got her report card, and it was like on a Thursday, and it was like all hundreds, straight hundreds,
Wow.
Honor roll, the highest honor roll, So I went up and cleaned her whole room up, cleaned everything up, put everything away, threw the laundry in the laundry basket, cleaned her room, vacuumed it, did it, blah, blah, blah. She comes home and she starts yelling, "Who cleaned my room up?" And I said, "I did." I did. So she started throwing everything all over the place.
Ooh.
So I really got mad. I really got mad. So I said, "All right, you're not going out tonight again. That's all." And I wouldn't let her go.
Nice.
So, and I had asked Donna, I said, "What do you think I should do?" And she says, "You do what you think is right." I said, "Okay." So then it was like 3 days later, Donna says to me, "You punished Katie for nothing."
Oh,
I went nuts. I said, "You said to do what I thought was right. You said that." And she goes, "But I didn't think you were going to do it." "Then you should have told me that, and I wouldn't have done it. But I did it because I thought it was right." And we fought about that that was the longest fight we have ever had. That was
wow.
I was angry.
Yeah, that was a trap. You walked right into that trap.
You ain't kidding, man. I fell into that hook, line, and sinker.
That wasn't fair. That so was not fair.
Yep.
Oh, my
God.
God.
She got me with that one. She hit me with a sledgehammer with that one. What are you going to do?
Yeah, it's like you got to mean what you say. You got to be clear in your communication. I think what you should do is this, but you can choose to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But at least say your piece. And, that would have been a good thing. That would have been a good thing. But it is how it is, and you learn from those things, so.
Yeah, unbelievable. Well, what's life?
Yeah, if that's one of your biggest fights, though, you got it really good. I think you got yourself a soulmate there.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
That's like,
there's
pretty.
no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
I can't even imagine that would be one of your worst. That's pretty great.
We had a few fights, but nothing. I mean, I think that was one of the worst ones because I felt like she trapped me. Like it was like, I can't believe you're saying that to me after I asked you. I asked you,
Yeah, we wanted her input.
We did have a lot of problems that way with Katie and me, and we actually had to go to therapy. She didn't like to listen to me. I don't know why. There was one
Katie
time
didn't
when,
like to listen to you?
She didn't. There was one time when I was downstairs on the computer, and Lizzie and Katie were talking, and Lizzie says to Katie, "Hey, Kate, what do you think about this?" And Katie says, whatever the answer was, I don't even remember what the question was, but Katie says to Lizzie, gives her the answer, and Lizzie says, "That's not the right answer." So Katie says, "I'm older than you. Don't you think that I know more than you?" So I'm listening to this whole conversation downstairs. So I yell out, "Ha!" And I come over to the stairs, and I'm saying, "And I'm a lot older than you, and you don't listen to me." She goes, "I listen to you, but I don't choose to do what you say."
Oh.
Well, with that, I literally jumped over the kitchen table and was in her face. And she says to me, I'm calling the cops. I said, I wouldn't call the cops if I were you. I would call the morgue. And she turned as white as a sheet. Not that I would ever touch her, but she turned as white as a sheet and ran up to her room. Oh, boy.
She's like, she gets up there, oh, what did I say?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Oh,
man. Boy, they do love to challenge you, don't they?
We had lots of battles, the kids and us. Lots of battles.
Well, for the most part, it feels like you guys really did a good job working together on it, though.
We did. You know, me and Lizzie had had a lot of problems, you know.
Did you have a hard time ever, like, having a unified front? Because I know the kids are so great at playing the parents against each other and stuff.
Oh, God.
What did you ever do about that?
Well, me and Donna would pretty much always agree on things. At least, you know, if it was in the open. We might decide something later on when we were alone. But the kids all stuck together.
Hmm.
They still do.
So it's like the parents against the kids?
I think that sometimes it is like that. Not so much with my wife, because my wife is just she's just so wonderful. She just agrees with everything, you know. She knows how to talk to everybody. She knows how to agree when you know. I mean, she'll say no, but she won't say it like I say it. You know,
right?
You guys are nuts. We're not doing that. You know, that's how I am. You know,
right?
So yeah, it's fun when we're all together. Another thing that happens is when, you know, I got two that live in Massachusetts. One that lives in about 10 or 15 miles away from us, and my son is home. So he's the baby of the family, and he is a big baby. He really is. You saw him in the picture. He's a big baby. Anyway, I forgot what I was going to say now. I completely drew a blank.
Oh, you were talking about how good your wife was at, like, coming up with the right thing to say, and you would just, like, blurt stuff out. Yeah.
When they walk into our house, if they're coming for a holiday or a birthday party or something, and they're all coming to our house, as soon as they walk through the front door, they're 10 years old again.
Aww.
I'm not kidding. They start fighting with each other. They start yelling at each other. They don't. I
thought you meant like excited.
Yeah, I guess they're excited. I don't know, but it's weird. It's really weird.
Oh my gosh. So. Family dynamics are so crazy, aren't they?
Yeah.
And everybody's family dynamics are different, but they're always crazy.
Yeah,
there's always craziness in families.
Yeah, it really is. But, you know, we're all right. It's pretty wonderful, you know?
Mhm. That's awesome.
Look at that picture for you.
Yeah, I'd definitely send that.
If I can find it.
Can I share it when you send it?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
So what else is going on?
So, well, let me think of, that's what I was going to say also, like with, you know, when you're in a situation and you're kind of envious of what somebody else has, because it hasn't happened for you yet, or to whatever degree or whatever's going on there, I would just encourage everyone that if it's happening around you, it's going to happen to you, because you're attracting it in your atmosphere. You've attracted it through the law of attraction to your environment, and it's a really good sign that it's about to happen to you, or that it will happen to you. So it's time to celebrate. It's time to get in that excited energy, because the more that you can be in that celebratory energy and that excitement of, oh my gosh, yay, it's about to happen for me, you know, the more you can be like excited, anticipating what's about to happen for you, instead of being jealous or down about it, or like let it get you down in any way. If you can be like, let it be, like with everything in life, like let everything be a good sign of something great to come. Let everything be a placebo, to where it's like, yes, this means everything's going to work out awesome. You know, if you can use everything as your fuel, instead of to fuel the negative stories, let it fuel a positive story, then you're going to be attracting what you want that much faster. Whether it's the way that you think it's going to go, or it might be a different route that it takes, but it definitely opens doors to things either going faster, quicker, or smoother toward what it is that you want, the feeling that you want, if you can stay in that state of gratitude and excitement and anticipation as much as possible. So don't be mad, get glad.
That's it. Don't be mad, get glad.
Right? Oh, gosh.
All right, Amy, we got to do that once again. It flew through again. It's too fast. We're going to have to start doing an hour show. So then it would tie into your YouTube time.
Yeah, I always like these shows when you and I get to talk. And sometimes, it's a mix of both, but
I can't believe nobody
this
called.
was nice.
That's got to be.
Yeah, I even had somebody say, "I'm going to call your show today." And she says, "I never get in whenever I call. It's busy." For those of you who've done that, like, just keep calling, because our calls don't last necessarily. They usually last 10 to 15 minutes or so. So just call back, or you can listen to the show live. I put a link underneath my YouTube video how you could do that. But just listen to the show live, and as soon as they hang up, just call. There is only one line, but yeah, somebody was supposed to call and gonna call, and I was just like, well, just call right on the hour, like right when the show starts.
Right.
Call right away. And she didn't, so okay.
Go to sleep.
I guess.
All right. This is Louis Michelson at Business Talk Radio. We have the wonderful Amy Satori. She's from Boulder, Colorado. She's an intuitive spiritual teacher, and she wears a lot of hats, and she can help you. Her YouTube show is going to go off right after this, so please get in touch with her. www.amysatori.com. If you want to donate some money, she'll give you a question or an answer of one of your questions, but make sure you put the question in with the email, or however you do it.
Yeah, you put the question that you have for me in the PayPal note, and then that makes it a lot easier for me when I'm in the chat. Did you watch the chat or something? How do you know this?
Because you said it the last time.
Did you watch the link I sent you and your wife?
Yes, I did.
Okay, cool. Okay. Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'll see you guys around the live if you guys are listening and want to join me over there.
Well, I'm still working by then. So.
Yeah, I meant the people listening.
Oh, okay. All right, everybody. Be safe.
All right.
Don't forget, amysatori.com. Go to YouTube. She's going on live right now. Don't leave us. We will be right back.